Begin momentarily.
But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win. We choose to go to the moon.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky. This is episode A6. It's the 167th episode. Reminder, nothing on the show is financial advice. And please stay tuned after the updates for an AMA. So the first update, number go up this week, repeated again, is war and corruption on the up. And next update, we go to Dragonchain. In case you missed it, blockchain technology fundamentals, emphasizing our longstanding philosophy to communicate fundamental capabilities to solve business problems with this technology. That's why we're here. That's what we do. So do check that blog post out on the website and share it if you can. Also, super happy Dragon Luckies. Lot distribution for last week. Last week's episode created 480 lot. The questions and topics received 48 lot each. The featured post from Cryptical Crypto received 48 lot, and the host, me, received 48 lot, and Dragonchain received 192 lot. So thanks a bunch, and that repeats again this week. So you guys should all participate. You still have a chance right now. And let's go to Den.Social updates. So the October 2022 LCP layer creation process commitment phase starts today. It will run for 1 week exactly. Make sure you commit lore by next Tuesday at 1400 UTC or 7 a.m. Pacific or 10 a.m. Eastern time. And you can do it straight from the website with lore that you've earned from just participating in everything on Den. Make sure that you find the gems of layers that look like they would be attractive and have good content production, and get in there and essentially help to make sure your favorite layers are created. So then we go to Coffee with Den. The show is now a DAO, so be sure to participate in order to get LOT to help redirect the way that show rolls out over time. It's every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 a.m. Pacific US time. Then we also have the DENDAO meeting, which is a live call Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC. See the post in the DENDAO layer for the agenda and a link to join live. Please do leave any suggestions for items to add to the agenda, including questions, comments, proposals, ideas, anything goes. And you're also welcome to join to cover anything regarding Den. Again, questions, comments, ideas, if it's easier to verbally communicate them for you. So do come on. It's a meeting. It's not a show, so you don't have to be shy. You don't have to show your face if you don't want, and all the rest of it. Then there are results from the DENDAO GI that was active last week, which was changes to the evaluator reputation system. It did pass, so we'll take that into account when processing. Effectively, I think this was going to change the priority that was already set on the layer stats, the layer metrics, to instead look at this. And there are a number of things that we're going to try to, at least see what we can put in place to resolve the issues that we've had. Next, let's go to World Blockchain Roundtable updates. So episode 73 will be on Thursday, this Thursday, October 13. The topic is spooky blockchain stories. We aren't sure what that means yet, but we'll figure it out. But do please leave a question or a subject to discuss, and we'll probably just share, scary stories that happened in the crypto world. I think I have a few. I don't know if they're really scary, but they're at least interesting. So anyway, and also watch and share last week's episode, which was wrong answers only, because the more views it gets the first week, the more lot all the participants will get. So make sure that you share it, like it, do all the things that the platforms like. And, watch this Thursday at 3 p.m. UTC, the World Blockchain Roundtable. That's all the updates. So we'll have the 3-question AMA right after this.
America's not the government, people. The America is you. It is the Grand fucking Canyon, the Rocky Mountains, the deserts of the Southwest, the Pacific fucking Ocean, the Atlantic fucking Ocean. It is the grandest continent. And what the fuck have you people done? You have turned yourself into sheep, every goddamn one of you.
All right, so we're back for the AMA, and we'll refresh the screen. And we go down to the first question, which is from Jacob Wayne. For DEN's daily lore payouts, they will eventually run out. I can't remember the last time we discussed it, but it was around 2024 or something. That's probably right. Does this mean that no new lore will be created? Yes. And there will be only a liquidity pool from which to obtain lore. I say that yes, but it's not absolutely yes, because there is both when you burn lot, and I think maybe another instance where lore will be rewarded in the same manner with the same pools as it is now. That is, where daily you'll get a lore allotment. Effectively, it's mostly going to be if people have burned lot, because some of the lore, and I can't remember the percentage, some of the lore will go back to the community. So keep that in mind. So possibly at that time in the future, one lore could be pretty valuable, maybe. And the layers that point from that point on might typically have something like 100 lot instead of millions, which is probably true. Also, I suppose you could liquidate your lot in a layer, yes, and convert it back to lore if you're waiting to use it in future layers. And there is an adjustable price to that the DAO can control, that a percentage goes again to the community, out through the farming or whatever you want to call the behavior, the lore behavior awards, based upon those pools, and part of it goes to DEN. So effectively DEN could also continually run that program as well with the lore that it receives that way. I don't know. But that's a DENDAO question that would be answered. So let's see here. And the point was that if you hold lot and the layer is kind of defunct, there's no activity, it might make sense for you to extract that lore and put it somewhere else, right? And that was kind of the purpose of that. The scarcity was there, mostly, well, there are a few different reasons for it, but it was seemingly enough to handle a lot, even though, yes, you're right, a lot of the early layers will probably have an abundance of lore committed. So let's see here. And the fact that it's 1-to-1 lore to create one lot is also a factor. So now, all of that said, it is a DAO. So it is LORA is very definitely a utility token. It very definitely works. Has a lot of existing utility. In fact, very novel utility. That it was the first Ethereum contract to the LOT contract was to lock a fungible token in its creation. So anyway, there's some interesting stuff there that we would be able to potentially adjust. For one, the fees on a burn. And if it made sense, you could launch a new token. You could do all types of things if the economy got out of balance. So I'm not certain. There's a bunch you could do there, and a bunch that I would be interested to hear more info from people. So anyway, let's see here. Next, Hyperion Frequency. To piggyback off of Jacob, I wanted, and even though this is a reply, this is a standard question, so you get credit as well. So sometimes we don't read the replies if they're, from Den or from me or something. To piggyback off Jacob, I wanted to share part of a conversation I was having with Dave about metaverse applications of our current tokens and wanted your opinion. I was mulling over the concept of evolving the LOT into an LNG, legend, mythos NFT that would tie a layer to the meta space and give rise to virtual landscapes that we could spin matter and energy to landscape and design. We could slowly expand available space and create a whole other layer into this project. I know there is a virtual space that uses the mana token. Yes. A similar concept on how each lot is already embedded with a single lore. You are not mistaken. You are correct. And there are blockchain projects that are using several layers to build up items with descriptions, rarity, designs, etc., to add value onto the NFT. Has Den taken its own long-term evolution into account? I mean, I think so, yes, because in a system like that, you could very certainly go with, you could do this with an LCP layer, even though you can never create more lot for any LCP layer. But you could also do this for a business layer, that is a manually created layer, where much like the World Blockchain Roundtable, much like the what we're doing here on this show now, and others following this model, that every time an event happens, and it could just be a period of time, it could be a show, that you measure the behaviors of all the participants, and you reward lot that way. And that lot could, depending upon the implementation, could very well be linked directly to the NFTs that would be, so the NFT interface that would be supported by the other system, the virtual space, the metaverse, whatever it is. And separately, you could also reward those NFTs inside. So your layer could both have LOT and the other NFTs if you needed more flexibility, or if the integration points were too difficult or brittle, maybe. So I would say yes, you could do that, and that would be super interesting, because you'd be tying those NFTs to other actions, or to other systems, to other data, even outside of Den. So super interesting. And yeah, you could do that. But so I do think, yes, the long-term evolution was intentionally thought out. And of course, the original design was not perfect, and that's the whole point of it, though, that it is intended to track as much of that data as possible on chain, and to use it to reward users and to facilitate access based upon behavior. And from that, find holes. So you find areas where the system is not doing what is expected, or someone has found a more efficient route to get to matter mining or lore rewards or anything else. And if it is outside the bounds of the envisioned use, because there might be something where someone comes up with a more efficient way to produce good content and they're well rewarded, and we're like, wow, we never thought of that. That's great. Versus that they, and this is a community decision. It's a DENDAO decision. But if everyone thinks that the activity, which is a more efficient mining behavior, if they think that that is not appropriate, or that it is essentially an attack vector against the system, against the mining, against other denizens, then DENDAO is fully able to discuss, propose, and adjust the algorithm, adjust the formula, adjust the behavior measure from which those rewards occur to counter the unwanted activity. So the unwanted behavior. So anyway, that's those are two great questions. So thanks a bunch to Hyperion Frequency, Hype Freak, and Jacob Wayne, both consistently great and solid questions. So thanks a bunch. That's all the AMA. So 2 questions. We didn't have any featured content this week, so maybe this week try to find something good to write that we would feature on the show about Den, about Dragonchain, or even about the roundtable if it makes sense. Anything about those things would be useful. And let's talk about merch this month. All hoodies are on sale, 10% off until October 31 with the code hoodies-2022. So get on there, dragonchain.store, and buy some hoodies. And then in closing, make sure you watch us next Tuesday, same show, Super Happy Dragon Lucky, same time, and follow Dragonchain, Real Denizens, and Jojo Row on Twitter, and Den, and LinkedIn, and everywhere else. Make sure you like, comment, and share this video. And I forgot to mention it earlier, make sure you cancel your PayPal and Venmo accounts. I'm recommending everyone to do that. I had an account from the, it would have been the very early eBay PayPal, mid-late 90s. It was, I don't know if I was in the first year or second year, but I had a really old account that is now gone, and I feel so good, as I know they can't crawl back and steal money from my accounts and stuff. And I didn't know Venmo was owned by PayPal, and so I don't trust them either. So, but that's just a security recommendation that I probably would have given you a month ago as well, even without all of the stuff in the news that they steal money from their users a lot. So anyway, that's it, and have a great week. Okay, bye.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best. Adaptable, all capital, label radical yet rational. Adaptable approach is palpable if this animal is fallible, but that conclusion is laughable. So with for all detachable from the mandible, you see it now.